Ladies and gentlemen, we're back at it again. In this video, we're going to be talking about introverted feeling, aka FI. What it is, what it does, how it works, who uses it, how you can use it to your advantage, and how to overcome its weaknesses. All of these questions and more will be answered in this video. Let's get right into it. Okay, so introverted feeling, aka FI. It's all about morals and values. Now, so the difference between morals and ethics is the whole group. Morals is somebody individual sense of right and wrong. So they're all about being genuine and authentic and being self-aware. They're creative people and they value self-expression. They make decisions based on their own personal values. So what do they think is right and wrong? Okay, these are the 8 personality types who use FI in their conscious mind, their ego, the one that you show to the world. The INFP, the ISFP have it in their hero function. The ESFP, the ENFP, which is me, we have it in our parent function. The INTJ, the ISTJ have it in their child function. And the ESTJ and the ENTJ have it in their inferior function. Okay, how to spot one. And guys, you can download these slides and follow along, especially for you guys that's on the podcast. Click the link down below this video, download the slides, and you can follow along. And there's some notes. There's an empty space at the end where you can keep notes. Okay, how do you spot an FI user? A lot of times they're very eccentric, especially with their clothing. So I have an ISFP friend. She's really into clothing and fashion, and she definitely switched it up a lot. People like Andre 3000, Erykah Badu, they have a very eccentric sense of style. That's one thing that really stands out about them. If you see somebody like that, there's a high probability that they are an FI user. Another way that you can spot them is that they're very sensitive people. So I'm one of the photographers at my church, and we had this youth convocation, and I'm going around taking pictures of everybody. I got my telephoto lens, and I see the young brother Gabriel, and he's just like, he got his head up in prayer and praise, and he's crying, and it's like a really great photograph. It really captured the moment, and a lot of people they really like the picture, and like the church would circulate and they would use it for a lot of publications and stuff. And whenever they're talking about the youth, that's one of the pictures that they use. So they're very sensitive. You'll see them crying. So that's one way. Another way to spot them. They're very inquisitive people. They ask a lot of questions. So I learned this acronym, FORM: family, occupation, recreation, and motivation. These people, FI users, they ask a lot of questions. They really want to know people. They're not just talking to reply. They're actually talking to understand. And so that's one acronym that I use often. They're daydreamers. So my friend Ashley, I had her, she was helping me shoot this project before, and I had 2 cameras, and she was on one of the cameras. So I'm over here doing what I got to do. Then when I go back to check on her, so all she had to do was keep the camera on the movement. And I came over there and she was just spaced out. And she's an INFP. So when I came over there, I see that she's not paying attention. Then she finally had to snap out of it and get back, and come back to reality and see what's going on. But that's another thing that you'll notice about them. They're daydreamers. They have a calm exterior, but a turbulent interior. So yeah, so a lot of times, so like me, I'm an ENFP, it's in my parent function. A lot of times I'll look real calm and I'm chill, but inside, it's a lot going on inside. And it's like a tornado. It's like the calm within the storm. That's why I really want to go to Tornado Alley one day. I love to be in an environment where it's warm and it's windy and it's a big storm coming in. Because it's like a outward manifestation of my inner world. Calm on the outside, but it's very turbulent on the inside. They choose their words carefully to make sure it aligns with their values. So that's another thing. A lot of time, I'm gonna keep using myself because I'm an ENFP, I use FI. A lot of times when I'm talking to people, and especially if we're talking about something real controversial, I'll be looking around as I'm talking because I'm processing my thoughts as I'm talking out loud. It's like a steady stream of consciousness. Some people, some types, like SE types, they will stand there and stare you in your face and talk to you like this. But me, I gotta process my thoughts as I'm speaking, and as the next thought is coming through, before I speak it out, I gotta run it through a filter to make sure that this is really how I feel before I say it. So I'm constantly looking around and I'm processing as I'm talking. That's another thing that gives them away that you can spot an FI user. They have a live and let live type of attitude. They're very open-minded. They get along with everybody. That's how it was in high school. Like, you have the athletes, the football players, the varsity players. Then you have like the kind of the nerds or whatever. They're sitting over there like playing Pokemon cards and stuff. And then it's all these different types of people in high school. But I was cool with everybody. I really didn't have no trouble with anybody. And like PBD, on the PBD podcast, a lot of time when he have his guests, he will ask them like, so who were you in high school? What type of person were you? I was one of the guys who was cool with everybody. But so one of my friends told me, it's like, Dave, it's like, you know a lot of people know you, but a lot of people don't know you. Like they just have surface level type of knowledge, but they don't really know you on the deep understanding. So that's another thing that kind of give them away. So another way that you can spot them is that they're very easygoing until a close value is crossed. So, okay, my brother, he's an INFP. I'm an ENFP. Sometimes we will have stuff bottled in for so long, and then like you just keep piling stuff on, and then when you finally push to the brink, you feel like you push up against the wall. A lot of time it comes out, especially as men, we'll punch stuff. Like my brother, he was telling me how I seen him punch through a wall one time before, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I know it was bad, but I just feel more powerful when we just punch through a wall." I'm just like, "But now you got to pay for it, dummy." Like I don't be so like if I get real mad, I might punch the floor or I'll punch something that I know is not going to break. Like when I was working at FedEx, it was so many days I would be so frustrated at FedEx because they really. It's ran terrible. The management is terrible. The trucks are terrible. The working environment is terrible. It's just a bad situation. And throughout the week, it would be so much stuff bottled in until something finally, what they call it, the straw that broke the camel's back. And I just punch my truck. And one of the loaders, they see me. This one, me and my brother, we were both working at the same time. One of the loaders went to him and they was like, "Yo, what's wrong with your brother? Why he down there beating up the truck?" And he was like, "That's just how it be. Like you just gotta let him go." Cause like some people, like if I really get to that point, I come up and I come straight down. I don't get real angry and stay angry for a long time. Some people will stay angry for days and weeks and they carry it with them. But I'm not like that. If I really get pushed to the brink, if push come to shove, and I get real angry, it's just like a mountain. You come up and come right back down. And I just gotta blow off some steam, and then I'm good for the rest of the day. I'll be singing and whistling and laughing and joking like nothing ever happened. But so yeah, that's another thing that you'll notice about FI users. They're very passionate, they're very sensitive, they bottle stuff in until you push them into a corner and it finally just comes out. It finally just had to blow off some steam. Okay. Some famous FI users: Keanu Reeves, Princess Diana, Prince and Michael Jackson. Remember I was talking about the clothing. Prince and Michael Jackson, look at how they dress. Very eccentric. So that's something that kind of gives them away. Keanu Reeves, you see he's still catching the subway. He's rich. He's still catching the subway on New York. And Princess Diana, everybody liked Princess Diana. She was really cool. Okay, some positives of the FI users. They're very empathetic. They try to have win-win. Okay, so if there's an issue, they try to come up with a win-win situation where everybody can win. If it's possible. It's not always possible. If it's not possible for everybody to win, then they're going to choose themselves, right? Because they value themselves. So it's like when I was working at FedEx, sometimes people will come to me like, "Dave, you got an extra marker?" And I'm like, I have a marker. I don't want to lie and say, no, I don't have a marker. So I don't give them my best marker. I give them a marker that it still got some ink in it, but it's not the best one. I still need marker too. So yeah, I'm going to try to give you a win-win, but I'm going to prioritize myself, make sure that I have the best marker and you can have one of these other markers. Like I had on my side, I have all of these markers that wasn't 100%. And those are the ones that I would give other people. Creative. They use their feelings as a source of inspiration. The FI users are very authentic people. They're individualistic. They're not followers. They stand up for their values, and they're not afraid to call people out. Back to FedEx. You know, it was a time when I had these busted, bald tires. They was like bald all the way down to the white meat. The steel cords was hanging out. And I told the manager, I'm like, "Yo, I asked you to replace these tires Friday. Why come back to work Monday and these bald tires still on here?" That's very dangerous. For me to go out on the highway, what if that tire was the bust wide open while I'm on the highway? I'm driving this big truck going 60, 65 miles an hour. I'm driving a weapon at this point. You need to fix these tires. So You know, some types, they try to stay away from conflict. And I don't like a lot of conflict. I'm not a confrontational person either. But like I said, when you push me to the point, I'm not afraid to call them out. And I really don't care who you are. Everybody is equal to me. Because you're born of a woman. Everybody walking the earth was born of a woman. And everybody's going to die. Unless you live until the Lord return. But otherwise than that, everybody's going to die. So I really don't, I'm not impressed by people. I don't care. I'll call you out. I'm not afraid to call you out. And a lot of FI users, they're not afraid to call you out. Okay, how to make your FI stronger? You can make it stronger by tapping into it. How can you tap into it? Get some alone time. So my ISFP friend, the one I was telling you about who was a great dresser, she would take spa days. She'll go on solo trips and just like go out of state or do whatever. But she also, I remember one time she posted these pictures from, it's this place in Philly. I think it's one of the Four Seasons Hotel. But the hotel, it goes so high that on certain days, like when the clouds are low, it's like the clouds are underneath of it. So the building is all the way up and you're looking down on a bed of clouds. It's like the clouds is on the floor. It was a beautiful, beautiful shot. It's a beautiful place. I would love to get up there one day and to see that for myself. But yeah, tap into your FI by getting some alone time, have a spa day, go on a solo trip, go on a walk in the park, and just chill out by yourself. Journal. Ask yourself, what do you value? Write it down in the journal. And don't answer it right away. Come back to it later, think about it, and write down what are your values. Remember family, occupation, recreation, and motivation. Whenever I meet a new person, I don't ask them this right off the jump, but when I'm kind of like start to get to know somebody, I will ask them, what do you value? And then they'll say something. Then I'm like, what else? And then say something else. What else? And it's like the more you ask them, what do you value, the more deeper they'll go until you really see what is the thing they really value. Because a lot of times people just tell you surface level stuff, but if you keep asking them, what else? What else? What else? What else? You'll finally get what they really value. FI user, how can you make it stronger? Track your emotions and what triggers you. So yeah, another thing, when you're writing in your journal, notice the times throughout the week when you got triggered, when you got real angry. What was it that triggered you? And notice what are the things that trigger you and see over time how your emotions change and how you grow and evolve. So yeah, track your emotions. And to know thyself, practice the golden rule. Love your neighbor. So this whole personality stuff, learning about this personality stuff really helped me to learn myself and to know myself. The golden rule, treat people the way you want to be treated. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. And I'm like, how can I love somebody if I don't understand them? And how can I understand them if I don't understand myself? Learning this personality stuff really helped me to start to learn myself and understand myself in such a way that now I can understand others. And because I understand others, I'm more forgiving. I'm less judgmental. Like I say, I'm more forgiving because I want people to forgive me for my imperfections. I forgive them for their imperfections because I know they also have imperfections. The more I know myself, the better I can have better relationships. If more people understood this, they will have better relationships and their life will be better. Because throughout life, you got to deal with people. You can't survive in this life without other people. Now, somebody would say, oh, Dev, I live out on a farm. I live out in the woods or something. I'm a homesteader. I live off the grid. Okay, even if you're out off the grid, you still got tools. You didn't create those tools. Somebody else created those tools. You know, you had to learn how to do certain things. You wasn't born with this knowledge. Somebody had to teach you. So all throughout your life, you're going to have human interactions, and it's best to learn this typology and personality stuff and how people work so you can understand them and how to deal with them and have better relationships, even if it's just one person. Even if it's just your spouse, if it's just your sibling, if it's just your parent, or even just your friends. You know, you can't control the family you were born into, but your friends is the family that you get to choose. So, yeah, know thyself. Learn about this stuff. And if you're watching this video, you on the way. You making a step towards in the right path. You making progress. Just for the simple fact that you're watching this video and you got this long into this video. Okay, some negatives of the FI user. A lot of time they'll fall into depression. especially the INFP. They'll get like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, just dragging and just like feeling depressed, and like they really can get in a dark place. It's like I say, INFPs on Quora or even on Reddit, you'll see whole threads about INFPs. Why do they get so depressed, and how do they get out of depression? That's one of the negative things about FI users. They can be stubborn about their ideals, even when you present them with the facts. Because remember, they have feelings. So this is one of the judging functions. The perceiving functions is how you see the world, and then your judging functions, which are feeling and thinking, this is how you make decisions. So these people, they make their decisions based on their emotions, not on logic. So they can get stubborn about their ideals even when they present it with facts. They'll say things like, oh, it's my truth. There is no my truth or your truth. You can tell about your experience. You can tell a story from your point of view, like what happened to you, but there is no my truth. There's only one truth. 2 + 2 is 4. So no matter how you feel about it, whether if a good person say it or if a bad person say it, 2 + 2 is still 4. There's only one truth. Now you take somebody that's like raised in North Korea who was taught the wrong thing. They might be taught, if you taught something, if all your life you've been taught that 2 + 2 is 22, they say, oh, you take a 2 and you add it next to another 2, now you got 22. No, that's not 22. 2 + 2 is 4. And all your life you've been taught that 2 + 2 is 22. Now when you get out here in the real world and you realize 2 + 2 is not 22, 2 + 2 is 4. But they'll be stubborn and hold on to their old ideas. And that's a negative thing about FI users. Another thing I noticed about FI users, they will be silently judging you. And so I got an INFP friend on my photography team. She will say how, she might not say it out loud, but if you do something wrong, she's going to be silently judging you. She's not going to say nothing to you just to keep the peace, but silently, she's judging you. And a lot of times these people, their facial expressions, they might not say nothing, but their face is saying it all. They trying to hold back and they're trying to hide it, and then you look over and be like, why are you looking like that? And oh, dang, they didn't even realize they were looking at it. You really can't hold it back. So these are some negative traits of the FI users. How can you overcome the weaknesses? Be willing to listen to logic. Just like I was telling you, there's only one truth. Whether Jesus say it, 2 + 2 is 4, or if Satan say it, 2 + 2 is 4. You can't run things through emotions all the time. You got to find balance. I'm jumping ahead on the slides. Find balance between emotion and logic. Yeah, no matter who say it, 2 + 2 is 4. There's only one truth. What happened? If I ask you to tell me the story, you can tell me what happened. And whatever happened, that's what happened. That's the truth. Okay, I'm beating the dead horse now. Ignorance is bliss until reality hits. A lot of times, like I said, they walk around making decisions through their emotions, and they're just walking around and la 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 la. Ignorance is bliss until reality hits. Where was I going with that? Don't be ignorant. Try to balance out your emotions with logic. And one thing you can do is get around some people that are more logical thinkers who don't make decisions based on their emotions. Get around some TE users or TI users like the ENTJ or the INTP. These people will help you to see things for what they really are and not just run through your emotions all the time. That's the biggest issue with FI users is not being able to listen to people. When logic and facts are presented to them, they are like, no, I don't care about that. I don't like it, so it's bad. No, just because you don't like it don't mean that it's bad. Just because you think it's right don't mean that it's wrong. Or just because you think it's wrong don't mean that it's right. Look at logic. What is the best thing to do to have the best outcome? What is the outcome that you want? And the decision that you're about to make, is it going to get you the outcome that you want? I followed this guy, C.S. Joseph. That's actually one of the people who I've learned a lot of this stuff through. But he has this quote that life is not about right or wrong. Life is about what is wise and what is not. You can't always make your decisions based on emotions. That's not wise. Sometimes that's not wise. There is a way that seemeth right unto man, but the ends thereof are the ways of death. Just because you think that this is the right thing to do, that don't necessarily mean that it's the right thing to do. You got to have a measuring stick. What is the measuring stick of right and wrong? The Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. He is the measuring stick. You know how they had the bumper sticker? Do you know how they had the bumper sticker? What would Jesus do? That's the measuring stick. That's what I try to measure myself because I also am an FI user. So sometimes I used to fall victim to this too. But now I got a measuring stick. I need to live up to the life that he lived. That's how I can balance between emotions and logic. What is right and what is wrong. If I think it's right, but he say it's wrong, then it's wrong. No matter what I say, no matter how I feel. If he said it's wrong, then it's wrong. That's the measuring stick. Okay. Guys, that's it for this presentation. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow me on TikTok, follow me on IG. Leave me some questions down below. Tell me some stories about your experiences as an FI user, about your relationships with other people that you know are FI users. Leave a comment or question down below. I try to answer your question in the comment section or on the Sunday live stream. Remember, you can download the slides at the end. There is an empty space so you can take notes. And then also check out the playlist I put together of all 8 cognitive functions. Go ahead, click the button, watch that playlist, and I'll see you over there. Peace.